So in this video, we're going to be talking about how RELL Seas did Haki right, some other games that I think that did Haki right, and I'll just compare those games to RELL Seas if I feel like it. So let's just go ahead and get into the video. Before I get into the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment what you think or what you feel is the best Haki system on Roblox, or what game has the best Haki, like in general, for maybe any game you've played. If you do enjoy the video, like and subscribe, and yeah, let's get into the video. First of all, we have to talk about movie 2, right? How RELL Seas did Haki. So basically, if you guys didn't watch movie 2 somehow, we got a few previews of how movie 2, of how Haki works in RELL Seas. So basically, we don't honestly know how you get Haki, and I feel like that's gonna be in movie 3. So I guess we're gonna have to wait for that. So how you get Haki, we don't know, but I would assume that you get Haki from maybe you talk to a trainer after doing a certain quest, or you just fight people until you get Haki, and anything. How Luffy learned Haki, how Zoro learned Haki, how Sanji learned Haki, So I think that would be a good... In movie 2, we saw how Haki functions. We saw that there's stat cards. If you guys didn't know, I just put a video up on the screen of how it works. We have stat cards that give certain abilities with your Haki. For those who don't know, over 50 factions in-game you can get it from. Which, if you side with that faction, then you can get a Haki card. There isn't really much I can go off of, but that's just that's a baseline of how you can get it, right? So we also have to talk about how RELL Seas implemented the Conqueror's Haki. RELL Seas is like the only game that did Conqueror's Haki justice, and that actually made it look cool. So I'll just play some clips on the screen right now. Go ahead and tell me what you guys think about it in the comments below. And yeah, for the observation Haki, for some reason games just don't do observation Haki properly. Again, there's another game I'm going to talk about in this video that actually did Haki right, so I'll get into that later. So basically, in RELL Seas, there's armament, observation, and Conqueror's Haki, and we don't know how you can get either of those, but I would assume that you can get observation from obviously dodging attacks, perfect blocking attacks, getting hit, just get up your Haki XP. That's probably the most likely way of getting Haki, observation Haki, to be specific. I think that you can probably get Conqueror's Haki from either 1, spawning into the game with it, or 2, spawning into the game with it. Now I don't really know like how they could prevent like a bunch of ult. Now I hope that you can switch slots and maybe you have Conqueror's Haki in one slot but not on the other. I would really hate if they made it so you can't get Haki. If you don't have Conqueror's Haki on that account, then you can't get it on your other slots. That would be stupid. I wouldn't like that. So I just hope they can make it fun, balanced, probably not balanced, but fun for everybody, At least there's a decent chance for it to get it. Now let's talk about stat cards in RELL Seas, because I went off topic a little bit. So Haki cards are cards that you obtain from siding with 50 different factions in the game. And how you can side with those factions are faction wars. In the game, it's kind of like how in Deep Woken, two different sides, you can see two different sides fighting, and then you help one out, and then when you help the other side out, then you get a rep for the other faction, or for the faction you want to side with. So that's just how it's basically going to be in RELL Seas. Yeah, that's just how you side with the faction, and we don't know how you get or obtain those cards from that faction. I would assume that when you join a faction, you just get the card. I would assume that it does that, but I wonder if you could get the card from a faction and then leave that faction and side with the other faction and then get that Haki card. So it's really interesting. It's a really interesting concept. So Haki cards give you certain perks of a certain type of Haki. Like let's say there's this armament Haki trait that lets you use advanced armament Haki, or Ryuo. And this trait basically lets you do internal damage, and it gives a damage boost. I think it bypasses durability. I think that's what it does. I'll just put a picture up on the screen if I can find it. And further, there's this one Conqueror's Haki trait where if you pull off your sword, then it releases a burst of Conqueror's Haki, right? So there's just a bunch of cool things. I guess we just have to wait for movie 3 to find out. Now let's talk about this other game that actually does Haki right. Now this game is called One Piece Online Rebirth. Now this game actually has a pretty good method of getting Haki. So basically, how you get Haki in a game is you just fight. The game is a PvP focused game, so I don't recommend it if you don't like PvP. If there isn't really much PvE in the game, just stay away from it. And I personally stopped playing it because I think the combat is just atrocious. Buns to the max. I wouldn't recommend you play it. The combat is trash. Trust me, you don't want to be in that situation, or you don't want to go through that. The game actually does Haki right. I think that there's no other way to get Conqueror's Haki except spawning in with it, which obviously makes sense. You can't buy Conqueror's Haki, unlike some other games, which I won't mention. So the game has a really unique attainment system for Haki than other games. Like to get armament Haki, you have to fight with other players, punch NPCs, punch players, and you get Haki EXP. And you can level up that Haki once you obtain it, and you can just get from that there's certain subdivisions of that certain type of Haki that if you go into that subdivision, then you can get you can get better at that certain type of Haki. Like currently in the game, I'm trying to go for a Zoro build, and I have I'm trying to get Advanced Armament Haki, or Ryua, and it's basically just, it's been miserable. It's been a very miserable grind. Again, don't play the game. You're not gonna enjoy it, trust me. The game, for Observation Haki, you just basically get hit. You, evade, you basically get hit, or block broken. I think just getting hit gives you EXP, and once you get it, there's also, again, certain subdivisions of that Haki, which lets you dodge, and they actually did the dodging right. You shouldn't be able to just turn it on and be able to dodge. You should, basically, in the game, when you're getting hit, you can time it and press G, and when you time it properly, you can dodge a move, or you can dodge an attack. And that, I think that's really cool. That's a good way to actually implement that system. But RELL Seas also kind of did it good. They just made it a stat card straight that lets you, it's basically future sight. It's a future sight, it's a future sight stat card that lets you be able to, that gives you 8 dodges, and once those 8 dodges run out, obviously, you know, you get hit again. So, again, that's a really good way. Now for the Conqueror's Haki, there is actually Conqueror's Haki clashing in the game, if I'm not mistaken. There's Conqueror's Haki imbuement. You can imbue Conqueror's Haki into your fist. You can coat your Conqueror's Haki with your sword, and all that good stuff. So, if you're into hardcore games, definitely check it out. If you're not, if you're into PvP focused games, and you like terrible combat, yeah, just go ahead and give the game a try. I'll link it in the description. And if you do not like PvP game, I highly recommend you not play this game, because you will get cooked. Trust me, especially in a later game. What else? Now, I actually think that's the only game on Roblox that has an actual good Haki system, and RELL Seas is just on top. RELL Seas is my king. I eat RELL Seas. I breathe RELL Seas. I can do anything for RELL Seas. Well, not anything, but RELL Seas is my king, bro. RELL Seas is the GOAT. RELL Seas will save Roblox. Trust me on that, bro. Especially for the anime community, it will most definitely save Roblox. Save Roblox One Piece games. So, if you guys enjoyed, do make sure to like, subscribe, and tell me what other RELL Seas videos you guys would want to see. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.